Hello, I'm Mrs. Charity. Welcome to the Glorious Heritage Overview of Catholic Church History. Discover the amazing story of the Church together as a family as you color and paste your way through the timeline and printables, which you can find on our website. And now, let's move into our topic for today.
Hello, I'm Mr. Charity. Welcome to the Glorious Heritage Catholic History video series. Today's topic is number 28, St. Athanasius. Have you ever been right about something, but no one else agreed with you? Maybe your family is like that, because maybe your family avoids certain bad movies and books, while it seems like everyone else watches whatever they want. It's often hard to stand up for what is right, especially if you are all alone and all by yourself. Usually, it's easier to either go along with everyone else or to keep quiet and try to go unnoticed. Well, in the case of St. Athanasius, he was fighting for the most important thing in the whole world, and that's the Catholic faith. Remember, the last couple videos we discussed the Arian heresy. Do you remember that the Arian heresy denied that Jesus was God, the second person of the Blessed Trinity? Remember how Arianism was condemned by the Church at the Council of Nicaea in 325, but it spread all over the ancient world anyway. Soon, even Roman emperors would become Arian and cause a great difficulty for the Catholic Church. One of the reasons St. Athanasius is such a great saint is because he defended the true faith that our Lord Jesus Christ is God and that he is the second person of the Blessed Trinity. He did this almost all by himself and in direct opposition to the powerful Roman emperor. St. Athanasius was the bishop of a city of Alexandria, which is in Egypt. When the Arian Roman Emperor Constantius II came to power, he made a law that all Catholic bishops must leave and go off into exile so that Arian heretics could take their places as the bishops. St. Athanasius would have to run away to save his life when the emperor's soldiers were chasing him. Do you remember the story I told you about that in the last video? He was exiled 5 times during the time that he was the Bishop of Alexandria, which lasted for 45 years. He spent a total of 17 years in exile, mostly in Rome, Antioch, Germany, and the Egyptian desert, and we'll talk about that later. He was falsely accused of murder and treason and bribery and sorcery and blasphemy. He also endured many plots and attacks against his life and his reputation. The Arians were so mad at St. Athanasius because he refused to believe the Arian heresy, and also Catholics around the Roman Empire looked up to him for a good example and to know that the faith was still being protected and safeguarded. He is not only known for his strong and courageous opposition to Arianism, he wrote many letters and other important writings. There was a saint who lived before St. Athanasius named St. Anthony of the Desert. Actually, if you are watching this video on January 17th, then today is the feast of St. Anthony of the Desert. St. Anthony of the Desert left his life in the city and lived the life of a hermit way out in the desert of Egypt, where there is sand and dust as far as you can see. St. Anthony of the Desert was an example of a holy life to so many early Christians, and St. Athanasius wrote down the stories about St. Anthony so future Christians could learn about him. In fact, if you ever read a story about St. Anthony of the Desert, you can know that it came from St. Athanasius. St. Athanasius wrote many other books as well, such as his writing on the Incarnation of Christ. And of course, he also wrote down arguments against the Arians, which is one of the reasons why the Arians wanted to kill him so badly. Okay, now Mrs. Charity will tell you about Alexandria, the city in which St. Athanasius was a bishop.
Hello, I am Mrs. Charity. Mr. Charity has mentioned the city of Alexandria in a couple videos already, so I thought I should show you where it is and tell you a bit about it. Alexandria is a city in Egypt, and it's located where the Nile River meets the Mediterranean Sea. It was actually founded around 300 BC by the Greek conqueror Alexander the Great, whom the city is named after. When our Lord founded the Catholic Church upon the apostles, it was St. Mark who came to Alexandria and founded the church there. In fact, the body of St. Mark was kept in Alexandria for hundreds of years until it was taken to Venice in 828 AD. Alexandria was a very important Christian city for hundreds of years until Egypt was conquered by the Muslims in 642 AD. Alexandria has been a Muslim city ever since.
Welcome back. Let me tell you another interesting and true story about St. Athanasius and one of the miracles that God worked on his behalf. One of the most interesting stories about St. Athanasius is how he escaped from his enemies by hiding among the monks in the desert. He was exiled 5 times by 4 different emperors who supported the Arians, and he faced many plots and persecutions. In 356, when he was saying Holy Mass on the vigil of the Epiphany, a band of armed soldiers broke into the church to arrest him. He refused to flee and did not interrupt or stop the Holy Mass. The soldiers surrounded him and they threatened him, but he did not move. Then a miracle happened. A bright light shone from the altar and blinded the soldiers. They could not see him or touch him. He was protected by God's power. He finished saying Holy Mass, and afterwards he ordered his faithful followers to make a way for him through the crowd, and he escaped. He fled to the desert and sought refuge among the monks who lived there. He stayed with St. Anthony of the desert, and he learned from his wisdom and holiness. He also visited other monasteries, and he encouraged the monks who lived throughout the Egyptian desert. He wrote a famous book called The Life of St. Anthony, which inspired many people to follow the monastic way of St. Anthony. He spent about 6 years in the desert until he was able to return to his bishop's seat again. This is one of the true and fascinating stories about St. Athanasius, who fought the Arian heresy with courage and perseverance. He is honored as a doctor of the Church and a champion of the true faith. He died in 373 after serving as a bishop for 45 years. Well, that's all for today. Join us in our next video about St. Augustine, another great saint and doctor of the Church. I hope you enjoyed and learned something new today. Visit our website, www.gloriousheritagecartoons.com, where you can find more educational supplements, cartoons, books, and printables. You can also follow us on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram to get notified of our latest updates and videos. And if you like our work and want to support us, you can make a donation on our website or on Patreon. We really appreciate your generosity and kindness. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel, and see you next time.